I think the next one is again from anonymous. I went back through the sheet and from another anonymous submitter. I don't
Mhm.
just screwed it up. Is so
No worries.
feeding the fish or heuristic study. When is it correct? When do you guys think that feeding the heuristic study or a fish is a good thing to do?
Yeah, I think I don't know if it was on the other recording, but I think we covered a little bit about
We
this.
covered a little bit, so
Yeah,
I
you
could
you
go.
you
I
feed
could
the
take my
fish
pick.
or the
I
yeah
can,
you feed. I believe there are some scenarios that
go
we
ahead.
didn't cover. You can feed the fish when like it's your only option. I mean, if you don't, you're out of the game. So I mean, if I don't drop this mana crypt on turn one, I'll get like very like
Behind.
very behind, yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the fish player or the other player. So I
Yeah.
mean, maybe player one played like mana crypt, soaring, and talisman and stuff. Player two, mana fish. I mean, I gotta
Right.
catch up
Player
with
three
player
goes
one.
dork go, and then you're like, well, I got to do
Yeah, I,
something.
I gotta catch up. Otherwise, the
Right.
other player will play. So this
And
is one scenario
mhm.
where you will be complete out of the game, and the other scenario is the one that we covered. Is like if I think I can beat the fish, if I think I can beat the Ristic, maybe I should try it. I
Right.
mean, this is a player's judgment. There's
Hmm.
no right and wrong. I mean, sometimes you try and it's wrong. Some tries you misjudge.
Yeah.
But if you have like enough experience playing in this kind of scenario, you know when you like you have better odds than the fish player.
Right.
So like as I mentioned, maybe sometimes I was playing Corvold against Heuristic Study, and I mean I gotta go. He stepped out. He has like odds of drawing Force of Will. Yes, he does, but I'll draw more cards than he will.
Hmm.
So yeah, maybe I should try it.
Right.
Or I can tutor for protection. I can try to get protection, a Veil of Summer or something like this.
Right. To kind of. A lot of times I'll have like
The
a.
yeah,
Go ahead.
the really there's one scenario in Curved where I didn't try to beat the Ristic or the fish is when they have one white mana open because I know there's nothing in my deck. There wasn't nothing in my deck that could beat silence. Now there is. There's about trickery in the deck,
Okay.
but silence was like I'll lose to silence every time in Curved. But now I can beat it. I can beat it.
For me, feeding fish and feeding realistic study, I think it has a lot to do with the player who plays the heuristic or the fish, or whatever deck they're on. Let's rephrase that. What deck that player's on.
Hmm.
Sorry, my house is getting
No
loud.
worries.
So yeah, so I think that's the best time to know where to find feed a heuristic study or a fish. Um, I believe thank you. If someone is on a combo deck, like I know they're on, say, I'm on Hermit Druid and I play a heuristic study, and I still have mana up. I know the density of my deck
Hmm.
is very limited counter spells. And if I know that, I will feed you cards because I believe your interaction is so limited. I'll get through whatever interaction you'll get through.
Right.
You'll get to draw. So I think knowing what someone is playing and knowing the meta is really was the key part in feeding a Ristic starter or fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's where it comes in. If you're not playing blue, then like on Corval for me, it would be like Get Rog, and they play a fish or heuristic study. I was like, well, I'm Golgari. I can't play from behind. I have to play in front. So I guess I have
Yeah.
to go with the greedy play. So
Right.
Yeah.
just draw your cards. If you interact with me, interact with me. If you don't, then I'm pushing forward.
And
Because
now it yeah, no, sorry, go ahead, sorry.
no, because for some decks, the longer you wait, for the other decks to develop, the worse your game plan becomes.
Exactly.
So you just need, I think it has a lot to do with experience, reps on your deck, just to know what you can do and what you can't do.
Right.
Perfect. Exactly.
Yeah.
And always remember, whenever your opponent plays a Ristic Study, whenever your opponent plays a Mystic Remora, your dock side's getting bigger.
Oh.
And like, so for me personally, I tend to play. I mean, I play a bunch of different decks, but so I'm kind of like with you. So like, if it's early game and like my hand requires me to feed it, I'm gonna try to feed it the minimal possible, but still stay relevant in the game.
Yeah.
If it's mid to late and they're low on resources, and let's say they're playing a deck that has, SWAT, Fierce, Force, Pact, right? They don't have enough. I'm looking at the board. They don't have enough mana to pay for Pact, or maybe they do. Who knows? But if they don't, so that's one free interaction out. Maybe they don't have their commander in play. That's two pieces of interaction out, and then so that like narrows it down to like just Force of Will. Well, I could probably fight a Force of Will if I have mana most of the time. So a lot of those variables. So you very much have to kind of take calculated risks when you kind of punch through, but also at the same time,
It's not that simple.
Right. Yeah, it's very much calculated risk, and a lot of it is knowing your opponent's decks, looking at the board states, like, and then kind of doing like a quick mental check, like, what is their possible interaction here, and
Yeah.
can I beat that if they have it?
Yeah. Another thing that I want to talk, it's specifically again about one card, is that if you resolve an Underworld Breach, you can probably try to win on top of Ristic Study and Fish.
Yeah.
You can probably try to win on top of them.
Especially if you
yeah.
have Counterspell in the yard with a breach.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Or even if you have on your hand and like Brain Freeze, the guy or drawing card, Counterspell, you Counterspell, okay, Counterspell again, okay, my Counterspell is in my graveyard now, I'm gonna reuse it and try to win again. And I mean, Underworld Breach is one card that pretty much can like get past
It'll nullify a lot of it.
Yeah. Another scenario is that, I mean, if you resolve a Nulls or a PETA, you have to try to play like on top of them, and I mean, you're already trying to win, so
right. Yeah.
You have to do it. You have to do it.
I think we covered that one pretty in depth.